Hello, today I'm going to show you how to switch out this outlet. Super easy. If you don't have one of these electric meters, don't worry. You can just go to the breaker box, turn the whole breaker box off, use a flashlight, and come back and change all the outlets like that. There's also an option of changing these outlets while they're still on, which I've did in the past. You just have to be extra careful not to touch that black wire. That's a power wire. As long as you don't touch that, you're not going to shock yourself. But I'm not recommending that. The best way, go to the breaker box, turn the whole thing off. But as you notice here on my electrical meter, after I switch that knob over to the volts to turn it on, that there's a very small amount of numbers down here. And that's just reading off the voltage in the air, which is very minimal. After we plug this in, you're going to plug the right side in, the black one to the right side, the red to the left. So once you do that, you're going to see how it raised all the way up to 124.5 volts or zero point 0.6 volts. So that means you have a live outlet. So now we're going to go over to the electrical box and I'm going to show you how to switch that out. So this one, they're nice enough to mark all these for me. So it says outlets. We're just going to go over, switch both of these off. In the past, I've had it where there's not marked. If that's the case, just turn the whole breaker box off and use a flashlight. That's the easiest way. But this one, they have it marked out, so we're going to switch those over. Now we're going to head back. And once we get back, you're going to notice still there's going to be a very small amount of voltage in this outlet. That's nothing to worry about. Because in the beginning, it was 124 volts, which now it's 2 volts. So go ahead and now take this outlet out. After we do that, on the right side, you're going to have your black wire, which is your power wire. On your left side is going to be a white wire. That's your neutral. And then the bare wire is your ground wire. If you don't have a ground wire, that means you're probably working on an extremely old house. I'm not going to tell you what to do or not. In the past, I've saw people cut a small piece of wire and jump that ground wire. There's probably videos on how to do it, and I don't think it's very safe. But that's an option. Your other option is to rip out the whole wire and replace it. But luckily for us, we have an up-to-date wire, and we have a black, which is power, white, which is neutral, and bare wire, which is your ground. If this is a live wire, the only one that could shock you is the black wire, which is your power. So your power is going to go on the right side. You're going to have two screws. Usually if you have, this is at the end, but if there was another outlet that this was going to, you would see both of these being used. One would be going to your outlet with power. The next one is jumping and going, taking that power to the next outlet. This outlet is actually the last one, so this only has one wire coming to it, and that's the power wire. So we're going to go ahead and unhook these. And when you unhook them, you're going to notice that those hooks are probably going to go with that screw. That's going to make it easier for whenever you tighten that up for that wire not to slip out. So you want to make sure that those hooks are going back with the way the screw's turning. And I'll show you that. So hook it up like that and then hold it tight and then screw it and make sure that doesn't slip out. I'm just going to open this up a little bit so I can get that back onto my screw. I'm going to go ahead and close the top prongs that I'm not using. So the black wire is going to go with the hook. See how I got it going with the way the screw's turning? So get that nice and tight in there and then screw that and shut it. If it went the opposite way, whenever you screw it, it's probably going to push that wire out. So then take your neutral, hook it the same way it's going with the screw. Hold it in tight, screw it, make sure it doesn't slip. Go ahead, hook your ground up. Again, make sure you have those going in the right direction. Hold them and then screw those screws down so it's holding those wires good and tight. Because if not, once you push this back in, you bend those wires back up and push this outlet back in, it could make those wires slip out. So just make sure that's in there good, push that outlet back in, and that's it, you're done. So make sure to subscribe to my channel. I have over 25 years experience, and I'm going to keep uploading videos daily on home renovation that's going to save you tons of money, time, and frustration. I also have numerous videos that already will save you a ton of money. So make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's go.